Long before anyone had ever heard of a place called Bethlehem, people were having a party in the middle of winter. It makes a certain amount of sense when you think about it. The days were getting shorter, the nights were getting colder. A general gloom was probably settling over everything. You'd want something to look forward to, wouldn't you? Across the northern hemisphere, cultures decided the darkest time of the year was perfect for a shindig. The winter solstice, the shortest day, the longest night, became a focal point for hope, a promise that the sun would come back. In Scandinavia, the Norse had a festival called Yule. It was a multi-day affair around the solstice. They hauled enormous logs, set them alight, and feasted and drank around the fire. The Yule log could burn for days. Sparks were omens of new pigs and calves in spring. Hope born from simple flames. Now here is a curious thing. Nobody in early Christianity knew or cared when Jesus was born. The Gospels mention shepherds and a star, but offer no date, month, or even a season. For centuries, Christians shunned birthdays as pagan. They honored martyrs' deaths, their birthday into heaven. So how did we land on December 25th? Christianity competed in a crowded marketplace of religions and festivals. Midwinter was already popular. Saturnalia and Sol Invictus, tied to December 25th. If you can't beat them, join them, and then quietly take over. Church leaders co-opted the date, framing Jesus as the light of the world reborn with the sun. Converts kept feasts and greenery, now under a Christian banner. Not everyone agreed. Some favored January 6th, Epiphany, but piggybacking on solstice festivities made December 25th dominant. Once the date was set, Christmas rose with help from the most powerful man in the world. In 313, Constantine legalized Christianity and favored it across the empire. A fringe sect became establishment, its holidays gained weight. Christmas went state-sanctioned, and everyone was invited. It spread along roads with soldiers, merchants, and missionaries, from Britain to North Africa, Spain to the Middle East. The first recorded December 25th Christmas was in Rome in 336. It entered the liturgical calendar with grand services and solemn pronouncements. Feasts remained, a spiritual potluck blending old and new. Masses, prayers, and hymns coexisted with joyful, even chaotic traditions. Absorption made conversion smoother. Keep the party, change the reason. As Rome faded and feudal Europe rose, Christmas didn't just survive, it thrived. In a harsh world, the 12 days of Christmas became a beacon of light and indulgence. Lords were expected to feed their tenants, a rare full belly and respite. Medieval Christmas was loud, public, and very boozy, more block party than Silent Night. Caroling meant roaming troops singing and dancing, expecting food and drink in return, wassailing blessed neighbors and apple trees with spiced ale and song. The church staged elaborate services and nativity plays to teach an illiterate populace. Feast of Fools echoed Saturnalia's topsy-turvy spirit, a battle the church never fully won. Households appointed a lord of misrule to preside over mischief and mirth. For centuries, a holy season coexisted with secular chaos, a vital release valve under a Christian banner. At its rowdiest, Christmas hit a wall of religious disapproval. Protestant reformers, Cromwell, and Puritans condemned it as popish and too pagan. England banned Christmas in 1647, a day of fasting, shops open, fines for services, even puddings. In New England, public celebrations were illegal. The holiday went quiet and private. In the 1800s, Queen Victoria and Charles Dickens rebranded Christmas. A royal tree image captivated Britain and America. Family, children, domestic bliss. Dickens sold charity, goodwill, family togetherness, and a big turkey to the industrial age. Public revelry yielded to private, heartfelt celebration. Of all symbols, the Christmas tree is the most iconic and surprisingly recent. No trees in ancient Bethlehem, the indoor evergreen tradition arose later. Its roots lie in Germany, where evergreen symbolized life and rebirth at solstice. The first tree story is murky. Legend credits Martin Luther with candle-lit branches evoking starlight. By the 1600s-1700s, the Tannenbaum spread across German regions. Early trees bore apples, nuts, gingerbread, paper roses, and candles. Germans brought trees to America, especially Pennsylvania, but many saw them as foreign and pagan until 1848. A royal engraving made trees fashionable in Britain and America, and soon the evergreen went global. The red-suited gift-giver is a mashup of history, poetry, and advertising. It starts in 4th century Myra with Bishop Nicholas, pious and generous. Legend says he secretly funded dowries with bags of gold, saving 3 daughters. His cult spread. He became patron of children, sailors, and pawnbrokers. Gifts on December 6th. Sinterklaas rode into Dutch New Amsterdam, later New York, the seed of the American Santa. In 1823, a poem recast a thin bishop as a jolly elf with 8 tiny reindeer and chimney magic. Thomas Nast added the North Pole, the workshop, lists, and a red suit. In the 1930s, Haddon Sundblom's ads popularized today's warm, human Santa, a global icon. The Victorian American model is widespread, trees and Santa, but the world celebrates in many ways. Christmas adapts to local cultures. The same tune, different instrumentation. In Latin America, Nochebuena centers on family feasts, and Misa de Gallo. Las Posadas reenacts the search for lodging, ending with welcome and a party. In the Southern Hemisphere, Christmas lands in summer, barbecues, surfboards, even fire engines. The Philippines hosts the longest season, lantern festivals, and 9 dawn masses. Italy prizes the Nativity and La Befana. Ukraine celebrates in January, with lucky spiderwebs on trees. Each culture adds a unique chapter to the Christmas story. Here we are in 2025, beneficiaries of a long and convoluted history. Today's Christmas is a glorious hybrid, like a fruitcake of eras and places. For billions, it's a sacred celebration of Jesus' birth, a direct heir to Rome's choice. At the same time, it's a secular global festival, a cultural phenomenon driven by commerce and our need for connection and ritual. Gift-giving echoes Saturnalia and St. Nicholas alike. The shopping, the parties, even the pause, modern answers to ancient winter needs. We mix the German tree, a Turkish saint rebranded in America, English carols, and Roman feasting. We blend sacred and secular, church in the morning, elves on screen by afternoon. Its meaning is personal. Reflection, family, fun, giving, or rest. It survived bans and branding because it fulfills an ancient need, light, warmth, and hope in the darkest days.